guys.
Anyway.
Goodness.
Music. Yeah. Obviously, my guy, my really, really cool guy, Wizkid. He dropped an album. He dropped an album, right, called Made in Lagos. It is his 4th studio album, and it is lit. Like, it is so lit. It's unbelievable. At first, yeah, I'm gonna ask you what you guys thought about it, right? But at first, when I listened to it, I came in with the expectation that it was gonna have a lot of African or more traditionally African sound because of the title being called Made in Lagos. So I felt like he was going to take us back to the album Ayo, where he had like the Femi Kutis on it, and he had like the Jaye Jaye, and he had like all of these things where the instrumentation was very traditionally African. You can hear the beats, you can hear the drums, you can hear the rhythm that is Africa. But then when you listen to Made in Lagos, you're just like, yo, this is a grown and sexy vibe.
Yes.
He's all coming, showing that he's evolved. Not only evolved, but he's trying to like tell all the ladies to gyrate, give them the wickedest wine, talk about true love, talk about reckless behavior. I was just like, Wizkid, baby.
I loved it. I loved it. I think it's definitely a more mature sound, a more mature Wiz. And like, I'm not saying that that's not what I wanted. And again, my expectation Made in Lagos was like, it's going to be very tribal, very, very like his last projects, but I'm happy with it. I'm very, very satisfied with what has come out. And I'm honestly so excited for the visuals to see like,
you see No Stress, the video for No Stress?
No.
Girl, it came out the day after the album came out. I'm telling you, his team are like on point, and the video is just so succulent. But then I'm like, oh, I feel like I should be the captain of Wizkid FC because I'm like,
yeah.
He just doesn't know it
like,
yet.
where? Because we started. I'm like, where did we come in? What's the part?
No, sorry. You can take the floor now. What do you think of the album?
How do we critique this album when it sounds like you've been paid to see? How?
Is this an endorsement? Is this an affiliate?
No, I ain't got Wizkid money yet, but Wizkid, yo, my G. Sorry, continue.
Right. The album. Oh, man. Okay. Wizkid. Woo! What a guy. Great album. Good vibes. Good vibes. I feel like, one of those things where it's like you don't want to say the wrong thing because you don't know the endorsement that might come in the future. I don't know. Maybe we might collab.
No, be honest. Be honest.
I make beats. I want Wiz to be on my beats one day. So it's not like I can just say.
Yeah. No, but you can, because his previous album, I wasn't feeling it. I was like, Wiz, what do you do? In my head, I was like, what was that? What is Sounds From the Other Side? Behave yourself. Don't do that.
This one. I thought Sounds From the Other Side was a vibe. I know why people didn't like it because I was like, the album is called Sounds From the Other Side. Why are you mad that the sounds are from the other side? People are not reading. The title literally says everything. He couldn't guide you any further. I don't know what you wanted him to say. Like, hey, try other things. No. What did you want the guy to say on the title? Like, people were like, it sounded too different. I said, how many ways can you word Sounds From the Other Side? I don't understand.
Yeah.
But this album, I just thought that the amount of time that he took and the amount of I thought he was going to finally be like, I feel like we should not project what we think an artist should be onto the artist. Artists can be whatever they want to be. I feel like the amount of time that he took, I feel like we're going to hear more life, more storytelling, more content, more of what an artist is supposed to be, which is basically a telling of the times or telling of your perspective of the times. And
that's questionable, right? You do music, right? So I think it's quite questionable. It depends on the type of artist that it is. Like, not every artist is set up to be that person who storytells. For example, Adekunle is a really good storyteller, and then Burna Boy is very conscious and he says stuff that are really conscious. Wizkid's really been a lot about the vibes. Like, if you think about the content and the lyrical content of him, right, he just repeats phrases and he just does it.
But Adekunle does vibes too, but you have to listen to what Adekunle is trying. Adekunle is doing vibes. Adekunle is saying basically like, oh, this is what's happening. The government is this. The people are this. But my life is this, right? It's still vibes. Or he's saying, this girl is whining like this. This girl is moving like this, and I'm feeling like this. That's the thing. It's a description or an artist painting a picture or the situation. whether it's vibes, whether it's political, whether it's conscious, whether it's just chilling. My problem, my only hindrance here with Wizkid's situation is because it's always, you know, it's kind of always, it's kind of like, it's almost like if you listen to every single lyric, it's the same party that he's talking about, the same girl who's moving the same way. So, so it's kind of like at some point, it's kind of like, okay, I guess maybe I'm just listening and vibing to producers. At some point,
yeah,
that's
very true. That's very true.
Where is your contribution, and how do you like you see? I don't want to compare. I hate doing this because I don't want to. But you see how you're running that FC? I got my own FC too, but I don't want to say. I don't want to. Who?
Is it? No, is it? Is it? We can take it if you want to take it. Let's go.
Listen, I don't want to take it there.
No, but speak with your chest, okay? You're a big man. Speak with your chest. Use the timber that is in your chest. Use the bass that is in your throat, and say what you want to say.
Save space. Save space. Speak freely.
Speak freely. I want to attack you. I want to hear you out for real.
Yes. I think it's Burna Boy.
Okay. So if we're talking about Burna, right? What are you saying with Burna? I like Burna. I think Burna's a great artist.
I think it's just like it's like you hear tonal inflections, you hear accent manipulation, you hear.
But wait, are we comparing Made in Lagos to Twice as Tall? Yeah. Question mark.
No, I'm not comparing albums. I'm just comparing what artists bring, right? And even if you're gonna be one thing, just be that thing well. It's not too much to ask. It's just like if you're gonna be one thing, like I don't feel every single one of Burna Boy's songs, but like when Burna Boy comes, he's like saying, "This is a picture I'm painting." Whether I'm saying I don't give a fuck, or I give too much of a fuck, or I'm saying I'm talking about love and sex, I'm talking about my niggas, I'm talking about life. It's still a picture.
No, I think he does that. He does that well. But I think like Wizkid does what he does well, and Wizkid does what he does kind of like is disputable to say the best way. But I think Wizkid does himself really well, and that's why he is Starboy. That's why he has too many hits. That's why he will remain Starboy. Like, not to say that other people aren't great in themselves, but Wizkid is Wizkid for a reason. And I feel like even though he took his time with this album and he didn't really deliver maybe to many people's expectations what they were expecting from him as an artist, what he did deliver in terms of production, in terms of sound, in terms of progression, in terms of all of those things was A1. Like literally A1. And that's
the thing. I will say I agree with you on that. So I feel like a lot of artists are not giving credit for executive producing their albums. We only give them credit for performance, and performance is not the only thing that usually happens on these albums, because you also have the ear, right? Because you're listening to hundreds and thousands of producers, and you're saying, this is what I want to give to the people. You're going to pick like 9 of these guys and say, hey, this is the sound I want. This is the synth. This is the drum. This is the thing. I want you to do this thing. I want you to do that thing. Sometimes you don't even pick a sound. You say, hey, I want this person to come in the studio with me, and I want to work. I want PJ. I want whoever. Just come in the studio and let's work for 2-3 hours. And your ear has to like select whatever PJ is giving you. So you don't give him credibility for that.
He did that brilliantly. Even the level of artistry that he had to collaborate. What? It was crazy. Have you listened to the album top to bottom?
No, not top to bottom.
I feel like that's why we're having this conversation. As a musician, you with your music ear, listen to it top to bottom. You won't even want to skip anything. By the way, just saying that.
I really loved what's the album? He didn't take credit for it because he gave it more to his group, but like I still feel like it should have been his. The one that has Blow on it.
The EP.
Yeah.
Soundman.
Yes.
Yeah.
He called it like as in the whole label production.
Thing, right? Yeah.
Right. He called it stuff, but that's see now that's
no. This is better than Soundman though. Big by far. It is like honestly, it is.
I am.
You need to listen to it top to bottom and then come back to me.
I'll take another go, but like Soundman is like, like
This is
baby Jim.
Yeah, no, this is that. This is way better.
And there was a lot. I also feel like Made in Lagos. I feel like Made in Lagos, the album gave us what we needed in quarantine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm trying to think of an album that's been dropped that's like, I need to be in a club, I need to be hearing this. Like, even like African Giant, if that had came out during quarantine, it would have been bad because we wanted to be out and about. I think Made in Lagos gave us like the grown the vibe that we need to like be in the house and why. And so I think it was brilliant in that instance.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Listen to it.
So do you guys think it'll stand the test of time?
Yeah. I feel like these particular songs, True Love, produced by Jules, featuring Projects and Tay Iwa, Blessed, featuring Damian Marley.
Yeah.
Blessed is so spiritual. It's just like, damn. And then obviously Ginger will have to do that because it's Wizkid and Burna. Obviously, I feel like their collaboration could have been way better. It could have been way better. Like, that's not an album. That's not a song.
I don't think I was like,
for them to be two greats to come together and produce Ginger.
That was not the producer for them to work with. I think the producer was the wrong element. I feel like they should have been with somebody on the smoother side, not as party. Somebody.
No, but even if they did party, and they went with a producer who produces, it begins with the name L. Lyric.
Yeah, but Lyric is experimental though. Lyric would have taken them somewhere else.
If they went with Lyric, because Lyric understands Burner's voice really well. I think it's Lyric. I think that's his name, sure.
Yeah,
understands Burner's tone really well. And Wizkid, he can literally do whatever he wants, really, because he's Wiz. I'm just saying. I think it would have been a way better.
You know, Claire, I want you to know this. Like, Yoruba girls, which BC is, Yoruba girls, they daydream and like they have fantasies about Wizkid all day. It's just oh my God.
Listen, I don't like short guys. Wizkid is like really small. Wizkid is really small. That's why I put him in the friend zone before we even like relate. Like,
that's the
really
thing. But every Yoruba girl's father I've ever met, they usually Wizkid's height.
Yeah, she really. Wizkid is really small though. He's really small. I feel like he's like 5'1", maybe 5'2", and he's slim.
He is. But he said his account is big. You know.
Of course, you know what works for Wizkid? He's got charisma for days. He's just like, his source is like unmatchable. Like he doesn't need to say anything. He'll just do this. He'll be like, damn, Wiz, what did he do? Right. Like, I got too many hits in his voice. Wizkid's got too, and everyone will be like, his packaging as well.
Claire, you see what I'm saying?
I'm in support. I feel it. Sometimes it's like the drip speaks for itself. Like the drip, the personality, and like, granted, if you're short, you have no choice but to like have a personality. But it's nice that at least it's a good one and not like a, what is it? What's that short man syndrome that they be saying? Napoleon.
Yeah, no.
So basically, yeah, the Tory Lanez.
Yes. It's two totally different.
Tory Lanez was your guy? Wasn't Tory Lanez your guy?
That was his guy.
BC,
you said it with your mouth.
BC, this is what you want to do. This is what you want to do.
If you think I'm capping, don't watch episode 2.
Is it episode 1 or episode 2?
It was 2. If you think I'm capping, go watch
this is where you want to finish my career. BC, this is what you want to do here. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Claire.
The Ike Slimster is over party coming soon. That's what I'm seeing trending this week.
Sorry.
Ike Slimster what?
The Ike Slimster is canceled party this week.
Yeah, that's what BC trying to do here. Please, ladies and gentlemen,
take you out.
It never happened. I don't know what this is talking about.